Well, this one began on maybe a surprising note, considering that Tim Hudson had given up only 4 home runs all year long, and the third pitch of the ball game was one that Soriano took a liking to. Hudson cranks it up again. There's a swing, and there's a long, deep drive that's going for a home run to left field. Tremendous blast into the bleachers on the third pitch of the game from Tim Hudson. And Soriano has put the Rangers in front to start this series with a resounding blow. 1-0 Texas, his 26th of the year. With 2 out, Mark Teixeira started what would be a huge offensive night for him with a double to left center field, but DeLucci grounded out, and so they didn't get that run. From that point on, Hudson shut down the Rangers through the 6th inning, not without some adventures along the way and some challenges. Meantime, it took the A's a long while before they were able to get a base runner. There were 2 out in the 3rd inning, and 8 consecutive batters retired by the young right-hander Dominguez before Scudero finally solved the problem.
And the pitch to Marco is swung on it down the first base line, a base hit in the corner. Scudero turning at first as Mensch digs it out. Scudero going to second, the throw and the slide, and Scudero is the A's first base runner tonight. 2-out double in the bottom of the 3rd.
Then came Mark Kotsay to the plate. Before he ever saw a pitch, the A's had a run. While standing looking for his sign, Dominguez did something that was interpreted as a balk, allowing Scudero to go to 3rd. After his catcher, Barajas, came out to talk to him, Barajas went back to the plate. Dominguez stood on the rubber and balked again. That's what it sounded like.
So now Scudero's at 3rd with 2 away. Kotsay at the plate, a left-handed hitter. Nixon centers deep and shaded toward right center. And now Dominguez balks again. He stepped off the rubber, and the third base umpire, Marty Foster, made the call emphatically. How do you like that? I've never seen that before. And the A's have tied the ball game. Back-to-back balks. He was on the rubber and stepped off.
But just before he stepped off, there was a little something he did with his hand.
I think you're right, a little shaking of his hand.
Yes.
So it's 1-1. That's amazing.
Well, you know what they say, every time you go to the ballpark. Well, as the evening wore on here tonight, there were threats in those early innings that didn't get cashed in. The A's missed a chance in the 4th when Eric Burns opened the inning with a double. Did not go beyond second base. Hudson in the 4th inning had to bail out of a 2-on situation with 1 out after Teixeira doubled and DeLucci walked, but he struck out Mensch and got Jordan on a little jam back to the mound. And again in the 5th inning, the Rangers were in a threatening frame of mind. And in this case, it was a matter of singles by Nixon Barajas, after which Soriano and Blaylock were retired, but then the dangerous Michael Young, second in the league with 191 hits, stood in as the count went to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, 5th inning. Ranger runners at 2nd and 3rd in a 1-1 game. Miller ready to put down the sign. Now the set by Hudson. And the 2-2. Strike 3 call. Out looking on what appeared to be a slider or a cutter. And Hudson bails out of big difficulty in the 5th inning, keeping it tied at 1-1. Dominguez had given up only 2 hits, both doubles in the first 4 innings, and got the first out in the 5th. Most of the outs, by the way, were fly balls or pop-ups. Crosby stood in then. 1 out, nobody on, 2-2 pitch. Crosby rolls one deep to left field, and that is into the seat. A home run for Bobby Crosby, and the A's move in front as the rookie shortstop hits his 20th of the year. 2-1 Athletics here in the 5th. Hudson then came out, pitched a 1-2-3 6th inning. The A's did nothing in their 6th. In the 7th, though, the Rangers did some stirring early. Brian Jordan singled. Nick spotted with a single to right field through the hole. With runners at 1st and 2nd, the number 9 hitter in the order, Rod Barajas, took advantage of a hitter's count.
2-0 to Barajas. Miller sets up away, and the pitch is hit to left center field, up the alley, and nobody's going to catch that, and it goes to the wall. Jordan can walk home. Nix is rounding third. Here's the throw by Crosby. They got a shot, but the throw is slightly offline. Nix scores on a double by Barajas, and the Texas Rangers have taken a 3-2 lead. And it's in the bottom of the order in this 7th inning.
Ben Hudson did some of his best pitching of the night because with that Raider bullpen now looming in the background, and that's been one of their huge strengths this year, he could ill afford to give up another run in this situation. He got Soriano on a shallow fly to right, popped up Blaylock, and then once again, Michael Young was the man confronting him.
Now Young, a right-handed hitter. And here's the delivery by Hudson. Young, it's a slow ground ball to short. Charging is Crosby. Got to hurry. He fires to first in time, and Young is at 6-3, and it could have been worse. After scoring twice, and with Barajas at third and nobody out, the Rangers can't get Barajas home. But as we go to the bottom of the 7th, the Rangers have taken the lead. It's Texas 3 and the Athletics 2.
And again, the A's got 2 on with 1 out, but McLemore fouled out. And in a pinch hitter's role, and Kotze struck out, and the A's were still stalled trying to produce with runners in scoring position. But that 1-run deficit was one they didn't want to see increased, except they didn't figure on Teixeira, who's swinging a smoking hot bat, leading off the 8th inning.
Tim Hudson stays in the game. We go to the top of the 8th inning. The Rangers lead the A's 3-2. It's been a good ball game here tonight. And Teixeira leads off, and it's a towering drive. Right field. Burns is back. He's going to watch, and it's gone. And the Rangers have taken a 4-2 lead. On a moonshot, home run to right field by Mark Teixeira. His 35th.
Well, Hudson came back to get the next 3 outs and finish his stint at 120 pitches. But then in the bottom half of the 8th inning against Frank Francisco, who had pitched the 7th and denied the A's, Burns drew a base on balls. The call went to the bullpen for lefty Ron Mayhay to face Eric Chavez, and Chavez, fighting that slump in this homestand, managed to work a walk on his part, bringing up Scott Hatterberg in a vital situation.
Right now the A's down by 2, but they have 2 on and nobody out. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, stroked in the left for a base hit. Burns is the third. They're going to wave him. Up with the ball is DeLucci. Burns will score without a throw on a base hit to left by Hatterberg, and we have a 1-run game. Stopping at second is Chavez, and it's 4-3 Texas.
After Miller's sacrifice, perfectly executed, moved the runners to second and third. Buck Showalter ordered Durazo walked intentionally, and then when that was completed to load the bases, he brought in the right-hander Carlos Almanzar to pitch to Nick Swisher, who would be up there batting left-handed. The second pitch proved very decisive in this at-bat.
4-3 Texas in the 8th. The bases are loaded. And Almanzar delivers, and Swisher takes inside and hit him. And the ball game is tied. Nick Swisher hit by a pitch on a cutter that ran right in on his legs. And we have a 4-4 tie.
And in that situation, of course, you want somebody up there who can produce a run. Bobby Crosby had produced one in the 5th inning, a go-ahead home run. This time not that far, but just as effective.
Hatterberg, Durazo, and Swisher are the base runners. Almanzar, the 2-0 pitch is swung on, ripped to left field. It's playable. DeLucci going back. That's going to score the run. He makes the catch. Hatterberg tags from third and scores. And Bobby Crosby has given the A's the lead. A sac fly to left field. Hatterberg scoring. Durazo holding it second. Swisher holding it first. A's lead it 5-4. Boy, and the kids have been the story.
Finally, the final out was achieved by Almanzar, and the A's went to the 9th inning. Now, remember, Octavio Dotel had worked the last 3 games, and he's never worked 4 successive days. Maka told us in the manager's show tonight it would not be Dotel if a closing situation arose. Jim Masear came on and was explosive with his screwball, getting Nix looking at a third strike, Barajas swinging, but then when he got behind Soriano 2-0 and went to the screwball, sometimes you get too much of the plate. Soriano started the game with his 26th home run. Soriano looking for a pitch to drive. Swings and drives one high and deep to left center field. It is a tie game. Soriano's second home run of the night lands well into the bleachers in left center field. And this is all even at 5-5. Holy Toledo. Ricardo Rincon then came in to pitch to the left-handed batting Hank Blaylock, and with 2 strikes, play was interrupted by an ugly melee that erupted down by the field boxes between the dugout and the bullpen down the right field line. And we were 19 minutes on hold here while order was restored. A lot of explanations and jawing went on between the umpires and the managers after everybody had been returned to the dugouts. And eventually, when play resumed, Blaylock singled, and that brought in Chad Bradford to face Michael Young, and Young grounded out to end that 9th inning, and we went on into the 10th with a tie ball game. And it wasn't just that simple, because Teixeira was still lurking around the corner being as the leadoff man against Justin Dukeshire in the 10th. Teixeira 1 for 6 in matchups with Dukeshire. Breaking ball, clubbed to right field. That is going deep. Burns is back. And it's off the wall, bouncing back toward the infield. Teixeira at second base, streaking around second, on the way to third, and he is in, slating with a triple. Mark Teixeira trying to be a personal one-man wrecking crew tonight. Well, after that, DeLucci drew a walk to put runners at the corners. Kevin Mitch hit into a force out with the infield playing halfway, and it was hit quickly enough that Teixeira couldn't try to score. That kept runners at first and third, brought up the veteran Brian Jordan, the 2 sports star, who used to be a football player, of course, and still runs pretty well. Mintz, the runner at first. Now, there's a possible double play ball. Of course, he'll be trying to come in and roll up the pivot man. The pitch. Ground ball hit to McLemore near second. Shovel to Crosby 1. On to first. Wild throw. The run scores, and the ball rolls past. And did it get into the dugout or not?
Yes.
It went into the dugout. Crosby's throw sailed to the home plate side of first base.
I don't think he was going to get through there anyway.
I don't either, and I'm not quite sure how close Minch got on him. It wasn't a maximum speed ball. Minch really went outside the bag to the outfield side and
Clean
disrupted
play.
him.
But a clean play by Minch.
Yeah, it was.
And Brian Jordan, the old NFL defensive back, really flying down the line.
6-5 Rangers. And with that situation with first base open, Nix was walked intentionally, and Barajas obliged by flying to left field. And Dukeshire got out with just the 1-run damage, but the A's had that deficit to deal with. And Cordero coming on, and he has been, well, he's been the guy who closes out everything this year. Only 3 blown saves in the year out of 47 opportunities, as much of a death knell as you could possibly face. But Durazo and Swisher each worked terrific at bats, getting full counts and walking. Then Crosby was up to sacrifice, and he got the bunt down. The throw, however, pulled the second baseman Soriano off the bag at first. Everybody was safe. The bases were loaded. And in this situation, Mark McLemore, the veteran, went up and worked a full count. Tying run at third base. That's Durazo. Rather, Herman for Durazo. And he'll score. The pitch is high for ball 4. Herman jogs home, and the A's had tied the game. 3 walks in the inning, along with an error. Nobody out, and the bases loaded. Holy Toledo, what a crazy night. But, of course, you don't reckon that Cordero got to where he is without having the stuff to get out of these jams. He got Kotze on a shallow fly to left that couldn't move the runner from third base. He struck out Eric Burns, getting ahead and blowing a fastball by him. Then it was up to Eric Chavez, and Chavez has struggled like most of the A's during the homestand, and at that point was just 2 for 26 in the stand. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swung line drive, center field, and it's into a base hit, and the A's have won this nerve-wracking first game of the 4-game series of the Rangers, and they come streaming out of the dugout, racing to first base, pounding Eric Chavez for his game-winning hit here in the bottom half of the 10th inning, winding up a crazy, often ugly night tonight. 3 hours and 48 minutes worth of baseball and extracurricular activities. And with 2 out in the bottom of the 10th, Chavez caps a 2-run counter rally. And the A's have won this ball game by a score of 7-6. They stay 2 up on the Angels. They go 6 up on the Rangers. Again, the final score, A's 7,